Last night at 4:45 in the morning, I woke up with a terrible nightmare, and it was really vivid, and I remembered it, and I was afraid to go back to sleep, and it was really alarming. And I got a phone call from my sister Colleen in Florida at 5:30 in the morning, and I was still awake, and I answered the phone, and she said, "Jess, are you awake?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Why are you awake?" And I said, "Because I had a nightmare." And at this point, Mom woke up and she went into the bathroom, and she came back and she said, Ola, the woman, and her name is Ola Jumuka. She's from Nigeria. She was in the next room, and she said, Ola is praying in there, because it's on the other side of our bathroom is her room. She said she is praying. She is praying at the top of her voice. And I listened, and I heard that she was praying Psalm 91 that says, like, basically praying against night terrors and against nightmares. And I came into agreement with her in her prayer, and I fell asleep again. And when I woke up at 4:45, I thought, oh, I really need to sleep, but I was afraid to fall back asleep. And after I came into agreement, knowing that somebody was praying specifically for night terrors was amazing. In that moment, even with Colleen on the phone, I fell asleep again for another hour, but I woke up and Mom told me that she saw Ola a little later and asked her, or said to her something about it, and Ola said that she didn't have any nightmares, like she personally wasn't having night terrors. But I know that prayer was for me. That part of that prayer anyways was for me. I'm so grateful. Such a cool experience. My need and God's provision meeting together. Again, another example of the perfect timing, the magnitude of one matching the other. And so then I went downstairs to do a therapy with one of my nurses, and I've done the therapy with him a few times. And he told me that I look very happy, and he asked me why. And I had just told him about the story. I said, I have a cool story, and I just told him that story about the nightmare and somebody praying. And I told him because I am well cared for, and that God loves me, and that my need and his provision coming together so perfectly, it blessed me so much, and that makes me happy. And he understood, and he told me that his life was very difficult, and I asked it because he's very happy too, and I said, you're very happy. And it was then that he told me that a year ago his partner had passed away, and that she was expecting a baby, and that he was in med school, but he took a year off, and this was the year he took off, and he was going to pick back up again next year in med school. But he said that life is very difficult, and I said, yes, it is very difficult. So his question to me was, are you very happy because your life is very good? And we came to agreement, and I feel like he's a brother in that we both have experienced difficulty, and yet we're able to say it is well and count it all joy, because we're able to find joy in the difficulty. And it was just such a cool blessing. I don't know if he is a Christian. I don't know what his faith is, but I know that we connected today, and God is so good. So it's a blessing.